To put it mildly, we're in pretty deep today. I've been working on this one for a long time. It has gone. It's kind of hard to even say like where the deck was because it's so different now. But for a long time I was trying to play a deck that was like Sunken Citadel, Castle Garenbrig, Eldrazi Temple, and then some other ramp elements too, to power out. Sometimes just Emrakul the Promised End, sometimes Ulabog the Ceaseless Hunger, and Emrakul. I tried a lot of different builds. And then I was thinking a little bit about an old pet card of mine, Realms Uncharted. Realms Uncharted, and I was like, if you get, I was like thinking about a Realms Uncharted pile with Echoing Deeps. Echoing Deeps, the cave that enters the graveyard as a copy of any land in the graveyard. And I couldn't really think of, I couldn't figure out a pile that was super good. I feel like Echoing Deeps, Sunken Citadel, Temple, Castle was close, but they just give you Sunken Citadel, Echoing, or Sunken Citadel, Temple, and then your Citadel doesn't tap for 2, so you can't get 4 2-mana tapping lands with it. The card's also like 3 mana and like really clunky. It's like it's not really where you want to be. But I was kind of excited about it for a little bit. But when I was kind of playtesting that deck, I was kind of just impressed with this package, where if you're playing like a lot of like self-mill. And we're using Binding of the Titans and Seed of Hope here, although I tried a few different cards like Satyr Wayfinder and some other builds, so I think this is the best package. Not only could you Echoing Deeps an Eldrazi Temple if it goes to your graveyard, if you have an Eldrazi Temple in play, and you are trying to get this card pretty aggressively, and you have a Vesuva in your graveyard, you can copy Vesuva with Echoing Deeps, which also copies your Eldrazi Temple. So this was kind of like an interesting package, but like this is mostly like your temples just are discounting your All Is Dust and your Emrakul the Promised End, and you're a deck that is really good at discounting Emrakul really hard because you have Seed of Hope, Binding of the Titans to like mill your graveyard pretty fast, and you have this build has a lot of different types. We have creature, we have tribal, we have artifact, we have enchantment, we have instant, we have sorcery, we have land. We have a really good spread of types to discount Emrakul, and we also have like a good way to get those in the graveyard. We also have like a really ridiculous amount of card selection here, where we have Traverse the Ulvenwald that can either find you your Emrakul in the late game, or can find you Eldrazi Temple, or if you just need a land early, it can get you a land. You have Ancient Stirrings, which finds All Is Dust, Emrakul Ring, and so the way this deck kind of plays is that in the early game you are card selecting and you're ramping. You're card selecting and ramping with Grazer and Explorer, and then you are like kind of playing a control game, like the weirdest control game you've ever played, but you're just playing the ring and you're playing All Is Dust to stabilize, and then in the late game you are casting Emrakul. So that's the general idea: is you are ramping, card selecting, stabilizing, and then Emrakuling, and you have 8 Emrakuls here. And I don't know. I'm currently 2-0 in a league with this 75. I was really deep in the brew session last night. It took me like 6 hours to get 2 decks prepped, which is like a lot longer than it usually does. But I'm currently 2-0 in a league with this build. I am having a very difficult time evaluating it. But I'm currently 2-0. So let's go. Evan with the 6 months, thank you, welcome back. I think you need a lot of extra win conditions. Alright. So pretty nice hand here. We get to go Stirrings into Explore Temple, Vesuva Temple. We have a deck for Singe also. I'm looking for probably a One Ring over anything else. Okay, that's what I get. I also get another Temple. Simic Growth Chamber could be good, but we got a good amount of lands in our deck, or ways to find lands, so. Rakdos, Reanimate. Another Vesuva. Run Gruul Turf over Chamber so you can cast green spell Jegantha the same turn. I guess. I think I'll be okay. Okay, so you have kind of built an interesting reanimator deck here. I really sincerely wish that there was a better Plan B beatdown than you have at the moment. Like, Souls of the Lost is a very powerful beatdown plan. The rest of your like little dopey creatures are they're pretty little and they're pretty dopey. Let me stirrings here. Take Echoing. Well, maybe another green source could be good. How much is Emrakul typically toss in the deck? It varies a lot. Kind of depends, like, because we haven't drawn a Seed of Hope or Binding of the Titans here. I cast some for 6 mana, or 7 mana? Yeah, 7 mana is the cheapest, because you have 6 types. It's a pretty big range. Right now it costs 11. Although immediately this Binding of the Titans is going to be a big discount here. Could maybe slam the One Ring here. I think I'd probably just rather Binding. Like, I think you need to get Gnawing Vermin out of the deck. Neonate is fine. You could play, like, Epicure over Gnawing Vermin, potentially. It's, like, pretty good with Troll or Souls, giving you, like, a good thing to sacrifice as well. Yeah, I know this card is... Oh, I did not mill any extra types, unfortunately. I will get another type off the Binding when it comes down. My opponent's playing like blue-white control, so you have 6, 7, 8. I have 9 mana if I cast the Traverse. Let's just put Jegantha in our hand. We're in for it. We're against control here. It could play kind of slow. You've also kind of committed like one of the grave mistakes of building a Reanimator deck in Modern, is that you're just black-red. And like your deck just cannot beat the card Leyline of the Void. Like, I understand you have these Through the Breaches on the side, but like at that point you have 4 Fables and 4 Through the Breaches for only Archon, which is like by itself is like not enough. And like this is like your only thing that does it. These are your only cards that do anything. It's very, very tough place to be. So I definitely want to cast one of these this turn to get another type into the yard. My opponent doesn't have Counter Magic up, actually, so I think I'll just grab this. They have another Binding. That's okay. We can always adjust the bindings. They have a Tide Binder. Sure. So I could Traverse the Ulvenwald this turn to guarantee that I have enough mana for Emrakul next turn. But I feel like I would rather just Allah's Dust and save this to get a second Emrakul. You like the Through the Breach, Strike Ridge, Sideboard play versus Graver? No, I don't, because through the Breaching one Archon of Cruelty is not enough to win the game. And that's also like all you have. That's all you have is this one through the, like, if you Through the Breach one Archon, you're dealing your opponent 12. And then what? The rest of your deck is blank against a Leyline. It's just not enough. Yeah, what happens if Tidebinder hits an Emrakul trigger? If you don't know. Okay, so let's Allah's Dust. Milled 3 again. Still only 3 types. Let's go draw off the ring. Okay. You cash in one of the Traverses. I think just one, though. It loses all abilities in the TV just like Cascaders. Okay, cool. So, I don't know. These are the problems with the deck. It's like your beatdown plan B with Souls of the Lost, I don't think compensates for your diminished card quality compared to another Reanimator game plan, and you don't have any white or green mana to beat Graveyard Hate. And this Through the Breach sideboard plan, it's not like you're Through the Breaching an Emrakul. It's not. It is not like it's just not enough. It's a bad plan against Graveyard Hate, in my opinion. Yeah, this is Binding of the Titans. It's pretty cool. It fills up the yard for Delirium. It is an enchantment for Emrakul. It gains you a little life, which is sometimes nice, but it also like buys you an Emrakul back later. Just kind of does a lot. So we have a little bit of incidental life gain with this, and also Seed of Hope, which is nice in your like weird mono green ring deck. We have another binding, so we could All Is Dust again potentially. We would destroy our own binding. I'll probably Emrakul them here though. 6, yeah. Just Emrakul them, I think. Will I play my Boseiju? I think I'll play the Boseiju. I know, very, very odd deck we have here. Davins with the 23 months, think he'll come back. I guess a bunch of Emrakuls on turn 4 yesterday. This is a bit of a slower game, but we took our time against the 4-color deck. See what's going on over there. So if I'm gonna tap the ring this turn, which I might, ooh, I'll do it in their upkeep so they take more damage. Let's see. Pretty risky. I think I'm gonna go for it. Okay, so now we could go Rin and 6 fetch lands. And then we'd have 7 mana. No, 8 mana. I guess I'm just going to pending the Omnath. Then play Halfling, Solitude, Halfling. And then this is gonna, keep their life total pretty low with this ring in play. I guess, they can Legend Rule the ring, but... Cast new ring and pending it? Is the ring what we're most scared of? Maybe we are. I don't know. I get to Emrakul again next turn. Cast 1 ring pending if you have 8 mana. Yeah, I could do that. I think I'm just kind of okay to like leave them with the ring in play because their deck just doesn't do anything against me. Maybe. I don't know if that's a good attitude or not. Okay, they're pending my binding, so I can no longer traverse this turn. But I could like All Is Dust and get my ring back, worst case scenario. Could also, if I draw a land, play Jegantha. This is the mic cut off. So this happened yesterday too. I like reset all the settings on this mic, the new microphone, and I'm like testing it off stream, and it sounds totally normal to me. It sounds completely normal. Like what like could y'all like maybe describe like what it is y'all are? I guess y'all said fishbowl, but I'm I'm not hearing it. I like what? It sounds like it's picking up the webcam back. It sounds terrible. The mic is worse quality. It's definitely not the webcam mic. Oh wait, what the hell? Test. I don't know, everything's breaking, I guess, again. Like, this microphone just, like, died and is, like, switching back. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on. I'm just gonna keep this Yeti one for now, but very sad to have to use it. Also, our mills have been so bad. But thankfully we get to chump and get a Delirium online. I played a match like this yesterday also against Control. It took forever. But there's feeling like there's just like, you know, so much inevitability, of course. But it also has 15 cards in their deck. I'm almost definitely going to be tapping the ring for them and getting them into a spot where they just can't win, which is maybe we're already there. Okay, they can see. Yeah, so the thing is, I set up my old mic. It was definitely not the webcam input, and then I switched over to like the stream opening screen, and then I think when I switched back, it for some reason went back to the webcam mic, or this one failed, and then it like automatically will switch to the webcam mic, which I don't know why it would do that, but it seems like it would. Okay, I don't think I bring in this one against 4-color. I brought it against blue-white yesterday. Maybe just a hard run back. We have all this dust for binding, so I don't feel like we need the Force of Vigors. Yeah. Oh, I'm currently 2-0 up a game. I started. This is our first match of the day, but I was 2-0 last night. I just decided to continue the league. You look like a pale ghost. Thank you, my friend. Been sick for like a week and a half. Haven't been outside. Can disable the mic. Oh, yeah, I'll play with it some more later. Just use this one for now. Take the All's Dust. Elk with the 8 months. Think welcome back. Glad you like the stream. Why do people pick Emrakul separate option versus Milk calls that costs 5 mana less, also shuffles itself? Well, it just like wins the game. It's like Kozilek is like not even that good against blue-white. That's what I was thinking. But you know, I could bring Kozilek in this matchup, but I don't know. It's also like kind of whatever against them. Okay, so we did mill an Eldrazi Temple, which lets us Echoing Deeps the Temple. And then we can Vesuva the Deeps. Alright, 3 cards in the yard. Echoing Deeps, copy Temple. Play another binding. So we milled an Emrakul, which means we can return that with the binding here if we want. We can also return Temple, potentially. Which would let us, I guess we can't quite all as does next turn. March of Otherworldly Light, the first binding, that's okay. With all the new cards and such, I've not seen a Death and Taxes list. Is the archetype just a bad spot in the meta? Yeah, like usual, Death and Taxes is not a good deck. Maybe one day, but I think it's been a long time since Taxes has been a good deck in Modern. Okay, so we have 6, 7, 8 mana next turn, and Emrakul costs 9. After the binding goes away, it gets me back my Emrakul. Assuming that trigger resolves. My opponent did seem to want to fight me pretty hard. But we can just All Is Dust next turn. Record Tracker is having a hard time. We are 2-0, but we're in game 2 up a game. Okay, so this actually lets me... Well, it gives me enough mana to Emrakul, but I'm now 1 mana short of Traverse for Emrakul. I also do want to stop this ultimate, so probably a good turn to Allah's Dust. And then Allah's Dust puts another type in the yard, which will let me Traverse for Emrakul and cast it next turn. So enjoy Timeless. I enjoy Timeless, yeah, it's fun. I don't know how much I'm going to stream it, because it's like, you know, I like to play different decks all the time on stream. I'm not really one to, like, play the same deck over and over. And so it's like, if I want to like really get into Timeless, let's see if this Allah's Dust resolves. I'm just gonna commit to casting it. If I want to really get into Timeless, I have to like spend a lot of time and money getting new decks, but I'm down to play every once in a while. There's also gonna be a I think I'm gonna play a Timeless tournament next week with Honorog. Second main phase. It's a fairy, probably. You'll play Belcher next week or Bance? I don't know. Maybe I didn't play like much Belcher on stream, so maybe it's good to get like a Belcher like league up at some point for the YouTube. But I don't have my next stream planned. I almost never have like a stream planned the day ahead. Okay, Tidebinder. So Tidebinder stops the trigger, and this is now just a 13/13. I could Traverse for Emrakul again next turn. There's just Stirrings here. Yeah, we could just grab Echoing Deeps and copy Temple again. Could also copy Vesuva and copy Temple if you want to be extra. Is that a Motobug? No, I believe that's how it works. They have 4 cards in their hand still. They may bounce their Tidebinder. It shouldn't. It's Motobug. How sure are you? Over here. So we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Another Emrakul cost. Oh, this is now this is now a flying 13/13 trampler. You got an answer? Probably do. Because this is not a creature on the stack? It is a creature on the stack, isn't it? Or is it a creature spell? Oh, the ring. Damn it. Fuck. You win this time, the One Ring. Allah's Dust? Too bad I can't Traverse for Allah's Dust. So I could Traverse for Emrakul and cast Emrakul here, but they have the protection to stop the trigger. Oops, all Eldrazi Temples. If I had brought in Aeons Torrent, could I cast it? Yeah, I could. I didn't bring an Aeons Storm. Maybe I should have. I wonder how many Tidebinders they have. It def should be a bug. So Tidebinder says, if the ability of an artifact, creature, or planeswalker is countered, the permanent loses all abilities for as long as Tidebinder remains field. I mean, I feel like it is a creature on the stack, but maybe I'm wrong. Wait, they shocked? I mean, they're dead if they don't kill the Emrakul. They probably will kill the Emrakul. I guess they could just ring again, maybe. Going after my temples. But is it permanent on the stack? It doesn't say permanent. It says creature or artifact. But then it says that permanent. I don't know. Any judges in the chat? They're at 15? Yeah, but then they take 2 off the ring. 13 to 15. Intimidating with the 13 months. Thank you. Welcome back. I could have binding first. Wouldn't really change anything, I guess. Good card against us. Interesting. Okay. Wait, and Solitude. Alright, I guess. Okay, so they just have a Sacred Foundry in their hand. Now also a Heath. So I could, like, bounce Tidebinder, which would turn my ring back into a ring, and then I could tap their ring and Tidebinder their ring. Seems okay. Bounce Solitude? I mean, why do I care about Solitude? I'm at 39. Bounce Binding? I think this is the best line. Kind of running low on Emrakuls, I guess. Only have one left in the deck. But I can also potentially binding one back. I also still have 3 All Is Dust to draw into. Should be pretty good here. Did I fail search fetch land? No, because they gain 4 life if I do that. I am out of basics. I was playing one more yesterday, actually. Alright, so down to humble 27. Okay. Found our All Is Dust. Each player mills 3. Okay, I did not mill my other Emrakul. That would have been pretty bad. Although now their ring is unlocked, I guess. But they forget to tap it in the turn, which is good news for us. I may go for mill victory, which would involve me not tapping my ring very much more. How many traverses do I left? I have 1 traverse and 1 Emrakul, but I also have this binding that could get an Emrakul back. Funny that they're going after Temple over Growth Chamber. Like, that was just, like, never correct. I also get to exile the Boseiju. See, too long to read. It's a bug. Okay, good to hear. Good to hear. Probably not casting Seed of Hope. So I could build my, what's the card? Traverse. I'll draw 4. I think I'm not going to draw almost any more cards, probably. I'm also really happy if they Tidebinder this. Although, maybe I should have attacked first. Although, will my opponent even care about this Wrenn and 6? I guess that's TBD. The Tidebinder squished up with the lands. Okay. So we can Emrakul next turn if they don't get rid of my binding. Your turn. Yeah, our Emrakul did... On Magic Online, we did lose the abilities. Okay, they concede. Okay, so I played these two last night off stream. I did play against blue-white control Jund and now 4-color. Obviously, like these are the kind of matchups you want to farm. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better, dude. As I hack and cough. It's a little bit of a lingering cough. Thank you for the 42 months, Doom. Yeah, I've been kind of wanting to play some Cube. I was watching you and Caleb and Gab and all y'all play the Cube over the last couple days. Kind of been itching for it. Is Growth Chamber just here to reset clone lands? Or you're probably overthinking it. Like, sometimes you'll traverse for it. The first copy is pretty good to draw. I do have second Allah's Dust. Doing pretty good on lands. I'll take a second Allah's Dust, I guess. Also, has been pretty good. It's like we have Traverse, so it's like if we draw lands, we can still get an Emrakul, and if we draw, spells, we just grab a land. I know this deck is kind of crazy. Very good Stirrings deck. I always like Stirrings when you have like broken mana to get, and then also like 3 good card advantage spells to find. I feel like that's usually like the good formula. Fuck, dude. All his dust to get scales. Oh, no. That's really tough. Although, if we can Emrakul them. We also have 4 Force of Vigors in the side. Maybe we'll be okay. Just kind of unfortunate spot for this card. So, Growth Chamber is just good enough on power level as a tap land that draws your land. That's pretty wild. Why is it wild? Like, dude, if you Grazer and put a bounce land into play, you've immediately mitigated the card of disadvantage from Grazer. Like, we could be playing more. I had like 5 in one of my earlier builds that was playing Realms Uncharted. But like, bounce lands are just good. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's just not that deep maybe. Yeah, they're just card advantage. I'm gonna hold up the Boseiju. If we get to use it this turn, we get it back from the binding next turn. Realms Uncharted. Yeah, so like I was just kind of like Realms Uncharted with Echoing Deeps is pretty cool, right? But I didn't end up feeling like there was really enough to that idea, unfortunately. So if I Boseiju the Ravager... Yeah, I think I'm fine to Boseiju Ravager here. They're sort of high risk though, and occasionally awkward. I agree, but like in a deck with 4 Explorer, 4 Grazer, they really the first copy is pretty mandatory, and you could play more. But I think you don't. I think 1 is a pretty good number. They had 3 Forest already. Yeah, you're right. The second Boseiju may not give them something to search. Okay, Seed of Hope is a nice pickup. I guess I have to target. I could have had a draw step stop actually to cast that before the other one resolved, which is kind of funny. Okay, so here we have 4 types in our yard. Emrakul will cost 8, so I'll just take Eldrazi Temple. Traverse for Emrakul. Make an Emrakul next turn. Oh, it costs 7 because there's 5 types with the Seed of Hope too. I did the hypogeometric calculator. Seed of Hope is like 91.5% to hit card, which is not as high as you really want it to be, but it is like by far the best like instant enabler. It gets instants in the deck. It also mills. It's like it's a lot better than Grapple of the Past, I think. So, yeah, since that card is 2 mana. Uh-oh. We're dead. Tough. Obviously wish I could have held up the Boseiju. I guess I could have held up the Boseiju. I just threw I could have because the Emrakul costs 7 next turn. Sorry. Sorry. That was a win. Or probably a win. But at the very least, we get to cut these Allah's Dusts, and we get to bring in 4 Force of Vigors and 3 Boseijus, so we don't have to be feeling too bad. With 5 types, Emrakul costs 8. Oh, okay, then we didn't punt. Could have held up Boseiju and then sacked their entire board to Ravager, yeah. Right, we have a Force of Vigor though. Got a Ring. Ring is really good against them. Is what it is. I didn't draw another green card. It is, I feel, pretty important to like deploy the binding. But I think in this game it's more important to hold up the green card. Would have been better to take Vesuva off binding over Temple so that future Echoing Deeps are alive. Well, I think I really wanted the Temple to be untapped so I could go Forest Traverse and then untap Temple Emrakul. Kind of surprised to see Arcbound Worker in the deck also. I feel like that card is like never makes the cut for me. I feel like my opponent is probably a Seed of Hope gamer, so I'm just gonna force now. It's pretty bad if I explore this turn and then my opponent plays an Urza Saga or Inkmoth and I don't get to field. I think I'm gonna prioritize using the field. Looks like budget Scales build. Maybe, I don't know. Scales is like not that expensive of a deck. I guess I'm just like maybe playing some of this stuff over like Cauldrons. I know some people put this card in their deck and they're like, it's broken. Yeah, some Scales players also hate strings. That's true. Alright, so if I had another land in my hand, I'd probably fire off the Boseiju because it seems like they just drew all their forests. Or although Dingo's been playing 5 forests lately, maybe that's just like where you want to be. Also, either way, we got protection from everything. I'm gonna tap the ring. Your turn. Can channel that Boseiju. We're brewing more Modern Malia combo. We played an updated list earlier this week. It didn't go as well as the first time. Can do that at some point. Is this the rare Yavimaya deck? I don't think so. Yavimaya kind of sucks. Just start with Seed of Hope, maybe. I think I want to maybe go Binding, hold up the Boseiju channel. Okay, we did brick on the Seed of Hope. I guess it's higher percent. No, it's not because we got the All is Dust, so same percentage. But we gained 2 life. 4 types in the yard now. We'd also potentially return the Temple with the Binding if we're like a little stuck on mana for Emrakul. Feeling pretty good about our spot. Life total's real high. We have another ring. We have Boseiju up. Feels like an okay spot to Boseiju. I think like what's in their hand? There's a really good chance they have the protection spell. I feel. Oh, they also have how is this in their graveyard? Oh, from the Binding. There's a really good chance they're not getting a forest. Okay, they just on Infinite Forest. Never mind. They're just like actual mono forest and sagas and Inkmoths. Maybe not even saga. Does look budget. Yeah, they got 3 cards in their hand. Poke it in for 1. Just use your rare wild cards on your sagas. Come on. Yeah, they definitely have protection spell up. Like, just kind of had to be in their hand, too. Alright, get to gain 2. Also, Cauldron 8 if they're playing Cauldron. This costs 9 at the moment. And we have 5, 6, 7. But we can go... Yeah, I guess we go Explore, into Temple, into Ring, into Echoing Deeps, the Temple in the yard. I think is this the first Echoing Deeps deck I've played on stream? It might be. You played an Amulet one? Right. I played the Cosmium Confluence deck. That deck's kind of funny, where we 4-1'd with it, and it looked pretty good, and then we just never touched it again. But I just didn't think it was as good as the Bean build. Although the Bean got banned, so I don't know, maybe. Eldrazi Temple ? What's the question? What's the question? Alright, this Emrakul is gonna get him. Oh, also attacking into protection. So now that you're primarily back to Modern, did you join Pioneer? I was testing and playing. Yeah, I had a really good time with Pioneer. I'm having a good time with Timeless too. I don't know that I'm saying I'm primarily back to Modern necessarily. I'm very open to be playing, a lot of formats at the moment. Biz with the 23. Thank you. Welcome back. So they should just ping me now. I guess you just hold up the Boseiju channel. Because Emrakul's legendary creature. Yeah, this deck is definitely cool. Going to game 3. If we win this, we're going to be 4-0. It's kind of crazy. What's the song is a custom sign. My friend Jayla made it for the stream. And then, theoretically, there's another song coming that's like a big edit with the Harry MTG soundbite and the Rich Hagen soundbite, but we'll see. Okay, so we have Force of Vigor, we have Eldrazi Temple, we have a hand that functions really well as soon as we draw a green source. I feel like this is a keep on the draw good scales, but obviously needs some help. Is this 3 much? Yeah, the record tracker is broken at the moment because I think it's because I started to. I played the first 2 matches of this league off stream last night and started today 2-0. Then we just beat 4 color, and now we're up a game here. Or game 3 here. Come on. Basic forest. Okay. I'll take any land, I guess, but we could also draw Vesuva and copy their forest. I'll take that. Wait, they have Bobble in their deck? What the hell? I've never seen Bobble in Scales. It's not that bad because it triggers Patchwork, of course. Okay, well, this is the risk. Is it not better to have a split of big elders like 2 Lobok to Emrakul? No, Emrakul is way cheaper. Ulamog is always 10 mana. Emrakul is usually 7, 8, 9. Not usually 7, but 8, 9. Also, if you're casting the second, just cast the second Emrakul. You're not too worried about having 2 in play at the same time. Yeah, the record just seems to be really broken, but we are 3-0 in game 3. Yeah, surgical would be tough. We're a 25 land deck, right? We're pretty likely to hit in the top 3. We hit this in the top 2. Oh wow, this is actively good for me. Actively good for me because now I can just Stirrings into a land, and and I can also Echoing Deeps. Yeah, let's just go Stirrings and then Deeps the Temple this turn. So I take Boseiju. I feel like I just want to take the actual land. Thank you, Scales player. Wow, I cannot believe that was their play. Paid actor. It's funny. It's also very funny to draw exactly Echoing Deeps to copy the temple too. So they get another forest off their Stirrings. I don't know how they're so. My opponent has cast 3 Ancient Stirrings and they seem to be incredibly flooded, which is a rarity. Okay, but that one's pretty good. I don't know. Should I Boseiju this now or force this now? I think probably don't need to.
Good though. Let's do it. Maybe they have a protection spell, but they should only be able to protect from one thing. Okay. Yeah, get your 2/1/1s. It's just like this can get kind of scary, especially if they just play a Ravager next turn. Then I'll have really wished that I forced. So we can traverse for a land to play if we miss on our land here, but we don't. So I think I'll just go Forest, play Boseiju, play Binding. And then maybe we're traversing for like a temple or, you know, temple adjacent card. 5 types of the yard. Emrakul cost 8 with 5 types. So pretty well set up, I feel. What's the protection spell? It's like, it's the one that gains 2 and gives a permanent hexproof indestructible. I hate that card in Scales. It's so hard to hold up. It doesn't like, Scales is already like so built in good against 1-for-1 removal, which these cards, oh, it looks like they're playing Snakeskin Veil, which is better. This is better than Tomio's Safekeeping that they usually play. I'm actually surprised. I mean, Safekeeping also protects your permanents, I guess. But I don't know. Like I really don't like the cards that they usually play. Just think the card's not very good. So only 1 creature in their yard. I also only have 1 creature in my yard, which I want to keep for Delirium. So I guess I'm doing this. So I'm at 8. I'm at 18. Let's see what we draw off the Explore. Okay, so how much mana do I have? I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Which is enough to Emrakul next turn. Should I also can get a temple off the Binding. So I think I should probably just traverse for Boseiju. End of turn, Savage Summoning. What the hell? Whoa! I'm stunned. Savage Summoning, instant speed, 0 mana Ballista. And then draw Hearted Scales the next turn. I've never seen that. My opponent is cooking. They are really cooking. Alright, so we'll Boseiju whichever Ballista they activate here. Maybe I'll Boseiju the Scales, actually. Alright, so if I target this, take 1, plus 4, plus 2, which is 7. I could take 9. Aren't you dead to Ravager plus Nexus? When? With this Boseiju up? I don't know. What do you want? Also, like, what do you want me to do? That whenever chatters go, aren't you dead to this or that? Like, what do you want? I should have picked up the Boseiju actually. What do you want me to do? Alright, so they should Ballista me for 4 here. If they don't concede. Wait, why do they have Savage Summoning against me though? Maybe it's just in their main deck. They're reading. Yeah, I think we're gonna be 4-0. Let's get the trophy prediction going. The record tracker is broken. If we win this match, we're gonna be 4-0. Trophy prediction. Let's get going for 5 minutes. Rigby with the 11 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Obviously got really lucky this league, but I don't know. Deck is interesting. It's weird. You're card selecting and ramping early, then you're stabilizing with Ring and All Is Dust, then you're playing Emrakul. It's a pretty smooth game plan. All right, they figure it out. It seems. Spike, aren't you dead to? I don't know. I'm not really dead to anything here, but I think. I guess if the no, not really. Oh, the best draw. So unlucky for them. Isn't that Tron in a nutshell? This deck is Tron adjacent, for sure. What's nice about it, too, is, though, is, like, if you get Blood Mooned, or if you get, like, your mana disrupted, your Emrakuls are still just going to be, like, relatively castable. That's kind of, I think that's kind of the nice advantage of this deck. You also, compared to, like, an Amulet Titan, you're not weak to Force of Vigor. That would be, like, and you get to play a lot of Force of Vigors yourself. I guess Amulet gets to do that, too, but that's kind of, like, would be the reason to play this over Amulet Titan, potentially. Okay, we are 4-0, though. With my Hammer Time going to RC in Europe. I think Hammer Time is a kind of mid-deck overall. You know, if you're disgruntled out and you've been playing it for years, you know, you can do well with it. But overall, I feel like there are better decks to select, usually. Okay, so there's a trophy prediction going. You can select 2.5 minutes to get your points in. I know the deck is... It is what it is. We're cooking for sure. We're cooking for sure. Gonna sandbag the Traverse. Sandbag. Opponent's on a mold of 5. I guess I'll keep this up. Remember at the RC when I said I couldn't huff enough copium to play green right before asking you to play green, say you're playing green? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I would have played it again, I think. I like that deck a lot. No Pioneer Super today? I forgot that was happening. I guess not. It's starting right now. Verdant Catacombs. Probably could have fetched in a turn here also. Verdant Catacombs Xander's Lounge. Is my opponent playing Calibrated Blast? This is Witch's Cottage vibes, right? Would be nice to have that last turn, of course, but... Creativity? No, you want to play Mountains and Red Fetch Lands in your Creativity deck. So we're probably going to get Bowmastered. I could just, like, not tap the ring, though. Let's tap it. Oh, Binding. Okay, sure. I'm gonna copy the field. It's kind of weird, but the deck seems to be probably pretty soft to it. Invasion of Ergamon. They're cooking. Oh, they're cooking for sure. What? What? Whoa! Fuck. Into another one. Uh-oh. This card has Solitude. 3, 4, 5, 6. If I had Vesuva last turn, I could. It's kind of okay, I guess. So what situation would I want to traverse for a forest here? If I draw a binding, I feel like I'm just kind of down. I don't know. I could put Jegantha in my head too, but this all his dust should be pretty great this next turn. Ephemerate their Carnosaur into a Grist? Oh boy. Oh no, they hit Grief! Oh, that was exactly what we didn't want to see. This also costs 11. I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If I draw a Temple, I can cast Emrakul. All his dust off the top. Eldrazi Temple. Delirium Enabler, maybe. Ooh. Okay, so this is at least one type. I could maybe cast Emrakul here. Okay, so I milled over a binding. If I pick up this binding, then I go down on types. If I leave it in the yard, I have 5 types. So Emrakul costs 8. So let's say no to getting back a card with Seed of Hope. So 1 mana, gain 2. Put 2 types in the yard. Good enough. This is our trophy match, dude. Oh, our opponent is... This is my friend Zach Elsick. Only Zach. Only Zach. Me and Zach played on the team PT together. Been a while since I've talked. I love Zach though. Right? This is Zach, right? That's funny. He changed his user? I think this is him. Oh, no, his username is UTD Zach. Yeah, I think this is UTD Zach. Okay. Got a sideboard, though. So they're a Persist deck. They're also playing Scion of Draco, Siege Rhino, Invasion of Urgamon. I don't know, dude. Yeah, I wish I was friends with Zach. We have Binding of the Titans as Graveyard Hate already. I feel like I may just run it back. So I don't want Force of Vigor for bindings. We have all his dust. I may play like one more Boseiju. First Endurance as a traverse target could be fine. I feel like the 3/4 body blocks really poorly though against every creature we've seen. Okay, I'll cut a Grazer for an Endurance and click Submit. All right, we are up a game. We're 4-0 despite the league tracker is going crazy. We are 4-0. I feel like having Growth Chamber Vesuva with double like extra land effect is probably too good to mulligan. We're gonna hope to copy a green source from them. Maybe that's not a good plan. I mean, we could also just play Growth Chamber turn 2. Yeah, crazy league. Okay, that may be just like the best draw. Although we have to go to discard. Am I discarding just an Echoing Deeps? I think that's fine, since we can like Vesuva our bounce land for extra land drop. Will you run it back? Yeah, we'll play another one, I think. We didn't even play a full league here since the first two were off stream today. Do they have Bowmasters? Okay, Stub, sure. We'll have it enter as a copy of Echoing Deeps. Actually, let's copy Wooded Foothills. A lot of people don't know, but Echoing Deeps can copy opponent's lands too. Would love for them to, you know, try to persist Carnosaur here. Okay, so Forest, Vesuva, copy the Growth Chamber, pick up the Forest. I'm pretty sure I'm going to just go Binding into Grazer. This is, we played a lot of weird games this league. This maybe takes the cake. Although I could also just save the Grazer as my pitch card. Pretty easy. Could be good to try to Stirrings into a ring. Okay. Yeah, I think saving this as the pitch card is probably a bit better. Okay, Tear Asunder. Emrakul currently costs 10. I did mill an Eldrazi Temple, which kind of feels bad for me to have used my Echoing Deeps so unwisely. Persist their Scion of Draco. I guess I'll Endurance. I also don't have Jegantha anymore because I brought in my 1 Endurance. I also bricked up my Seed of Hope again. What are the chances? Fuck. Chances, it's like, we're like 92%, 91.5%, I think, to hit. Although we did mill a tribal card, so now this costs 7. So even when you're bricking, and we also put instant in the yard, I guess. So I could traverse for Temple here. The thing about that is, I just can cast Emrakul next turn. Yeah, I boarded in my Endurance, so no Jegantha. Emrakul next turn. This game is for a trophy. Yeah, I know Seed of Hope's got its downsides, but it is true. Also, like the games we've bricked, it's been like still like we put enough types in the yard that it's been super relevant. Like it hasn't been like it's not ideal. It's not ideal. To know with the 45, thank you. Welcome back. Hope you're having a good one. Yeah, not super surprised. There's an answer to Emrakul over there. Why is the trophy you don't have 2 wins? I have 4 wins. The league tracker is wrong. It's confused because I started today. Okay, so we get to discard their hand, basically. Oh, there's only 2 white sources, though. I don't really care about this Ephemerate, I guess. Remember, you cannot Binding your own permanent. Could traverse for another Emrakul next turn. Attack with Copy Dig for Mana Source. I don't know, dude. I could just take 5. And then what happens if you miss? Then give them a good card. I don't know. You can attack and discard first. Yeah, I'm just not gonna take 5 damage. Give them a free lava axe. Uh-oh. That was the wrong choice. That was the wrong choice. Paid actor. Alright, I think I attack with the Kavu, and now I can block. Loot away the invasion. Also probably shocking in that Steam Vents. And then putting Ephemerate Grief French. Also, they looted away the Ephemerate off the Kavu. That's how they drew the Grief. Alright, you're at 13. So they're attacking, which maybe means that they drew a removal spell for Emrakul. Did they draw the 4th binding? They drew the 4th binding off the top. Holy shit, the 4th binding. Huge top deck. I mean, we're pretty good at, like, just continuing to throw Emrakuls at our opponent. That's kind of what the deck does. Between Ancient Stirrings and Traverse and Seed of Hope, you have a lot of... And I guess a little to binding a little bit. You have a lot of selection. I think I'll just loot away the Solitude, so this could be just a 1-attack lethal. It's not. It's obviously Solitude was kind of nice to draw since that's 1 less out for them here. Take a look at their list if y'all wanted it. 2 Charm. I mean, this is post board, but 2 Charm all, 4 of these battles, 3 Grist, 2 Stub. Stubs honestly look so bad in their deck. 3 Persist. Okay. So they have 1 Solitude left in their deck. They drew the 4th binding last turn. Shock. I think it's better. They're at 12. I think it's just better to not give them the mana. Okay. We trophied. I was not really expecting for that to happen. Okay, we played the first 2 matches on stream, off stream last night. I don't know. We did not break it, but quite the deck to trophy with. I'll say that. I think we'll go ahead and pay the believers, of course. Barely over 50% on the trophy. You know, the deck's shaky at best. Okay, I'm gonna...